All right. Ready. Jesus.
What show is this?
I scared myself.
And action.
Welcome to the Nasty Labs podcast, legally the best podcast. We're a proud member of the HyperX Podcast Network, and we're the podcast from Game Studio Chuhai Labs, where we talk about games, game dubs, Japan, and whatever else comes up. As always, we're your hosts, Kinsey and Mark, so open yourself up a Chuhai and let's go!
Kinsey, Burke, you've nailed it again. I gotta say, your podcast intro gets longer and longer each time.
And maybe faster and faster.
Yeah, like it always feels like you're just like careening off the edge and you're about to just fucking collapse. And
this intro is a metaphor for my life.
Is it?
I'm like, the edge is right there, but I'm still okay.
All right, so what has been going on in your life, Kinsey Burke?
Basically, all Japan all the time, because I don't have internet, like a caveman, so...
Okay. Let's, hey, listeners and watchers, let's talk about Kinsey Burke's internet story. For those that don't know, Kinsey, how long have you been here?
Just a little over 2 months.
You've been in Japan for 2 months. You ordered internet what day?
I ordered internet probably 3 weeks ago. Probably about 3 weeks ago.
You've had a house for 4 weeks. You ordered the internet 3 weeks ago. And when do you expect to get it at your abode?
Oh my gosh. It's Monday.
Oh.
It's so close now. But I mean, like, when I ordered it...
I was trying to build something here.
They were like, oh, you can't get it till June 13th. And I was just like, June 13th? And it wasn't even June yet. And I was like, oh, no.
Oh.
It's been pretty bad. Like, and I, especially, as you guys know, I love things like Game Pass.
Game Pass?
I got an Xbox Series S, all digital. So my internet woes are like, last night I was like, I'm going to play some games.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to play some games. And I went on my Xbox, and it was like, oh, there's an Xbox update.
Yes.
And so I couldn't do anything, because either you do the update or you stay offline. But like all my stuff is Game Pass, so I'm pretty sure it doesn't have to like check and make sure you can play it before it'll go. So then I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. And then like it was like one after another. Then Steam had to update, and like this had to update. And I was like, I ended up playing the SNES Mini, the Super Nintendo Mini.
Right.
I'm like, can't get me now, updates. Like,
okay.
And, which is exciting, though, because I haven't played some retro games for a while, so we'll get into that.
Hell yeah.
What up?
Hell yeah.
But you, Mark Lentz, what have you been up to?
I've been up to a lot. I've been working here. We're coming to the finish line of our game, Curse to Golf. You've been kicking that right in the dick, too. Like, you've been...
right in the dick.
But, like, you've been, like, testing the shit out of it, making a lot of changes, and, like, this is your first game that you've been, like, knee-deep on the production side and development side, so... you're kicking ass. I want to get that out the door so we can move on a little bit. Not because we don't like it, but because like, hey man, it was tired. He's tired. I'm tired as hell from that. But other than that, things have been going pretty well. I've been my band. We got back together.
Hell yeah.
We didn't ever break up, but
like,
you know, hiatus. You know, like this whole COVID bullshit and like
bullshit.
You know,
I am familiar.
Yeah, and so we're playing music every Saturday now, so that's pretty good, and that feels good emotionally because we've been a band for 8 years, and before we moved to Japan, we moved here together, so it does feel pretty good to get back into that. But other than that, I've been eating a lot of sushi.
Hell yeah!
Last weekend I had expensive Italian, expensive sushi, and then I ended it by having, this is all in one day, I ended it by having a shitty Domino's pizza.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
It
was great. It was like 2 massive, huge dates with my wife and then fucking just like pig out and be disgusting.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a really good day of food.
It was, dude. That's romance, all right?
That is romance. Fancy Domino's.
Yeah, you know. I was going to be like, say something else, but what? How's the show?
We have a great show lined up for you guys. As always, we'll start with What Up, where we talk about what we're playing. And for our main topic this week, we have a very special guest, so stick around for that. Then, as always, it's going to be news, and then we'll answer your questions from Discord.
Make room for huge plays with a HyperX Alloy Origin 65 mechanical gaming keyboard and the Pulsefire Haste wireless mouse.
The Alloy Origin 65 has a functionally compact form factor, keeping the arrow keys without the numpad and the function keys.
Oh.
The Pulsefire Haste is the lightest wireless mouse from HyperX, featuring a robust connection, up to 100 hours of battery life, and is even water resistant.
Up to 3,000 meters. All right, you can take it with you to space in the water. The Alloy's Origin 65 and Pulsefire Haste. This is really hard to read fast. Pulsefire Haste wireless
mouse.
It has a period right there.
Oh, a bear!
It has that. So, get it.
Keep your setup clean and clutter-free with the Alloy Origin 65 mechanical keyboard and the Pulsefire Haste wireless mouse. It's time for What Up, where we talk about what we're playing. And Mark Lentz,
Yeah.
what are you playing?
Oh, okay. So, last week on Twitter, someone followed me and a guy by the handle of Jet Boy, and I immediately clicked on his handle. I'm like, who is this gentleman? And Jet Boy is actually a game that's out on Steam, and it looked immediately exciting. And it is
awesome.
Jet Boy and the something of Doom, and the Infinite Doom, I think it's called. It is I'm gathering it's a procedurally generated. I don't know what the hell kind of game this is. It's a 2D side-scrolling platformer, but you have a backpack that's a jetpack, and you have to just collect the 8 items before going to the next stage.
Oh, okay. That's very, what is it? Like Solomon's Quest almost? Solomon's Key?
Yeah.
Get the thing before the puzzle opens, and then you can continue.
That's
kind of
it.
deal?
That's the whole game.
Or Boomers something.
Boomer's Big Adventure. Yeah, I'm sure there's it's really basic. It almost has an old school Atari 2600 vibe initially, and as you go, the graphics expand and they become more and more psychedelic and more bizarre,
awesome.
but the core of it stays the same. It's just kind of additions on top of it. Mm-hmm. And the music is pretty over the top. It's like metal, but then it's also symphonic. And then it's all it's
damn.
And the sound effects are a mix of 2600 bleeps and bloops mm-hmm. with modern sounds, modern explosions. So far, I'm really liking it. I bought it thinking, and I'll be honest with you, thinking that maybe we could potentially publish the game. Mm-hmm. And so I played a bunch of it, and then I reached out to the developer, and luckily they're self-publishing, and they're putting it out on all the platforms. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because that takes a shit ton of work. And,
yeah.
And I was talking to him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I hate this, but you got to do it." So big ups to him on that, because that does take a lot of work. I'm sad we can't publish it, but there's always other games.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome though. It sounds like you're really enjoying it. And I'd kind of games that on the surface seem relatively simple.
Right.
But the more you dig into it, the more it unravels a little bit, and you're like, oh wait, it gets a little bit more psychedelic, or cool, the music is a little bit more dynamic than I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
But it is at its core very, very simple,
mm-hmm.
and I'm a fan of old school platformers anyway, so it definitely is my type of game. Jet Boy is what I'm playing. It's coming to the Nintendo Switch. Okay, I'm going to totally biff this. July 22. I think it actually is. But it's on Steam right now. And I think it's going to come to other platforms. Not sure. That's
it's up to Jet Boy.
It's up to Jet Boy. Follow them on Twitter. Check them out.
I like that name, Jet Boy.
Jet Boy.
Although it just reminds me of Tank Girl. I'm like...
Ooh,
which I love Tank Girl, so that's a good memory, because I'm like, like Jet Girl.
Oh, Jet Boy. Oh, yeah, Jet Boy is a really good name. It definitely elicits some 90s comic book covers. Jet Boy.
Yeah.
Go.
Like
what are you doing?
And so, speaking of something completely opposite,
hit it.
I've been playing Paparazzi because in my apparently, thank you, Past Kinsey, I downloaded this on my Xbox before I left for Japan, so it was there waiting for me installed, and it didn't have any updates, and I was like, I think I can play this game.
Okay.
I think I can play it. So I was playing it, And it's exactly what it sounds. You are a paparazzi,
Okay.
and you're taking pictures of dogs.
You're an Italian guy from the 1950s.
It's like, oh, you're the new paparazzo
Oh, okay, really?
kind of thing.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and it has like...
And are the puppies famous? Are they like...
I mean, they're gonna be.
Okay.
So like the tutorial style level is just like on the beach, and there's just like a bunch of dogs.
Right.
And what I kind of love about it is that at first I was like, what is going on here? But none of the dogs are animated. So so they just have like their legs straight down.
Okay.
And when they walk, it's like you're moving like a plastic action figure.
Okay, that's
The
cute.
legs stay straight. And especially like if the dog's sleeping, then it's just like the action figure's like on its side in the hammock.
I like it.
It's kind of great. And like there's like some little quests and stuff.
Right.
And that's been really fun.
Quest to do what?
It'll be like, well, the first quest is like,
Get
take a
photo.
picture of a dog on a boat.
Okay.
Or stuff like that. And you can find these like toys all around, and you can unlock new toys that once you find them in the game, now they're going to be in the vending machines.
Right.
And you can also upgrade your camera. A little bit ago, I unlocked a fisheye lens and a whole bunch of different types of film.
Right.
So I have like sepia film and a whole bunch of different filters that I'm sure they actually have real camera meetings, but I don't know.
They don't.
Maybe. But the film I'm using right now, it just randomizes. So every picture, it changes the film type.
Oh, cool. A question. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
When you use a different film type, does it look different?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you look through the viewfinder, it looks different. Either there's like a filter where like purple stand out more, or it's like a cool
Ooh.
filter, or like a sepia filter, or black and white.
Ooh.
Or like a color pop filter, like that kind of stuff. So that's been really fun to mess with. And I
Right.
really like they have that randomized feature because
Right.
like it's not, I would think like, oh, I don't know what kind I want to use, or I wouldn't want to take the time to necessarily go through the menus and try each
Sure.
one necessarily. So the randomized thing is really cool because it gets me to use each one. So it helps me to find a favorite when I wasn't even looking for one.
Okay. Do you get to take photos of dogs in compromising positions? Like,
I mean,
of
it
them,
depends
like,
on what you mean, because I have seen a dog stuck on stairs on a bike.
I don't like the sound of this.
And he was like on the bike, but he's like stuck because there's dogs on bikes. That's another quest.
Dogs on bikes.
Dogs on bikes. Find a picture of a dog. Take a picture of a dog on a bike.
I'm gonna have to play paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
All right.
It's pretty fun. I've been really enjoying myself because it's just so like chill. The quests are like pretty simple to understand. Although I have this one quest that I'm really excited about. So I figured out how to reopen the like arcade. It has like a vintage arcade in there, and you have to figure out how to reopen it. And so I opened it, but now this like sentient arcade machine is also giving me quests.
Sentient arcade is giving you
because it
quests.
was like other
All right.
dogs being
Now,
like,
we're
I'd
going
like to see a picture of this, you know. But now I have this sentient arcade machine, and he keeps talking about like, oh, I want to know. Actually, he's the one who gave me the dog on a bike thing. He's like, I want to know about bikes, but I don't know what they look like. Take a picture of it with the pixel lens. So I know what it would look like in a video game. And I don't have the pixel lens, and I'm like, there's a pixel lens? And I'm really excited.
See.
I'm really excited about it.
This had a little David Lynch turn here, like where like a sentient arcade is talking to you, giving you quests that also have double quests because one, you have to find a pixel lens.
Yep.
Then you have to find a dog on a bike.
I also got the skate park open, so now there's like skateboarding dogs.
Okay. Do you? I'm really lost. Are you gonna play this game to the end? Do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not great at finishing games, but
No.
so far I'm enjoying it, and I gotta learn about this pixel lens, man.
I also have to learn about it. I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited about this. This is cool. Paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
I'm excited for you on this one. You mentioned earlier that like your internet is down, so and you like had to play an old game. So what else are you playing?
My partner and I broke out the SNES Mini because no updates, and
Right.
we also have one that happens to somehow have every SNES game on it.
Huh?
Somehow. It's weird, actually. But so we were playing Rock and Roll Racing last night because we were kind of going through like what 2-player game do we want to play,
Ooh.
and like I I'm actually not sure if I've actually played Rock and Roll Racing, because I know that I've seen it played a lot, and I've heard a lot of the like rad like MIDI versions of the songs,
Right.
and it sounds so cool. But I'm not entirely sure if I played it. So I played it last night for like 2 hours, and we were having so much fun. I forgot how much I liked that game. I had to get used to the controls again, because the like, Super Nintendo slightly fake 3D
Sure.
with the D-pad. At first, I was like, this is a little rough.
Right.
But as I played it, I got better. Tony was immediately good.
Of course.
So
Of course. That doesn't mean anything. It wasn't judgment. I just feel like he has a lot of time to spend on Rock and Roll Racing.
But I had forgotten like how cool that game was, and like the music sounds great, like the graphics sound great. The graphics sound great.
Yeah. They sound amazing.
But we made it to like the second planet. I unlocked and bought the like better car, and I've been like working on upgrading my shit. Man, this is great.
So I'm a big fan of this series. Well, series, the one game. Like I believe I haven't played it in a long time, but I believe it has like Black Sabbath officially licensed like crappy samples. Believe it has like Smoke on the Water.
Yeah,
I think
it has Peter Gunn.
Peter Gunn, of course, it
Yeah.
has Peter Gunn.
It has Highway Star.
That is bizarre that
Yeah.
it would have Highway Star. That's a really good song. Were you a fan of RC Pro Am or like any of those?
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of those old school. I would love to make one at some point, like those old school isometric faux 3D racers.
Yeah.
They're really hard to control though. I'm with you.
They are. Like after like a few rounds I was getting it, but I still wasn't like, this feels natural.
Right.
I was still struggling a little bit.
I mean, you kind of have to know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, because if you can't see so much of the map, and if you turn too hard, it will affect your next turn so much. Yeah.
And like I rely on that like mini map in the upper corner.
Oh,
the
shit. I totally forgot about
Really
that.
simple mini map. I like really lean on that.
And there are weapons too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to go back to this.
Yeah. You got like the first car has lasers and like an oil slick you can
Right.
drop. The nicer car has like you can drop what are they called? Mines.
Okay.
And then you got like missiles. It's pretty sweet.
Rock and Roll Racing for the Super Nintendo. You can get it right now on your not hacked SNES Classic.
And my partner was telling me that apparently there's like unwritten rules in Rock and Roll Racing.
Don't race his odd job.
And it was like you're playing and you're not supposed to shoot the physical person you're playing with. Well, it's like you're both ganging up on the NPC cars.
Okay.
But
because they're so hard.
if you ram each other, then that like doesn't count. Like, because you can do that on accident so
Sure.
easily. But he was like, yeah, unwritten rule, you don't shoot each other. And I was like, what? That's just because you're always in first
Was he always in first?
the whole time.
Listen.
So he couldn't shoot anybody if he wanted to. Unless
Did you say come over here and say that to my face? like what the fuck?
And so
Nah.
the one time I shot him, he was like, "Did you shoot me?" And I was like, "Oh, whoopsies,
Whoopsies. Then you won that time.
whoops the doodle."
Whoopsie doodle. Whoopsie doodle.
So yeah, actually going back to the classics was really fun, and I think I might dive into that a little bit more. Maybe not necessarily keep going with Rock and Roll Racing,
Right.
But kind of going back to those games. I think that would be really fun. I haven't done that for a long time.
I'm going to go off on a tangent here just for a second because I listened to another podcast, the CU podcast, friends of the show, Ian and Pat, and on their latest one of the questions was like, what game would you go back to, like a Super Nintendo game? And Ian had said 2-player versus mode Lemmings on the Super Nintendo.
Hold up, there's
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
versus?
That's what I'm saying. I did not know this.
Okay.
Okay.
I love Lemmings.
I'm glad that I brought this up.
I
Then.
really like Lemmings, and I always have. I didn't know there was a versus mode because I didn't have a
Neither
Super
did I.
Nintendo as a kid, and I basically only played Lemmings on PC.
Of course.
And I only had Christmas Lemmings for an embarrassing amount of years.
That's embarrassing.
So I played a lot of Christmas Lemmings.
Okay.
But their little hat does the...
Oh, that's the little
pom-pom.
pom pom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
that is
cute.
cool. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to do a live stream coming up where we
Do some
play
versus Lemmings.
I think we are gonna have to.
Deathmatch!
I think we are gonna have to.
This sounds amazing.
It actually does.
It's like Worms before Worms. Sort of, but not really. But
Or
kind of.
maybe.
But maybe.
Okay, don't overthink it. You heard it here first. We're gonna do Kinsey and I are gonna do versus Lemmings if it's real, because we don't even know, because I just heard it from one person.
I hope it's real.
I hope it's real.
Hi, it's me, Jeremy Parrish, co-host of the Retronauts podcast, the only video game history podcast that's been around so long, it's also a part of video game history. Every week, one of the motley rabble who host this show leads a deep dive into the past, whether it's to break down a classic franchise, learn more about a timeless game from its creator, or just wallow in nostalgia. Relive history with Retronauts, here on the HyperX Podcast Network.
Wait, am I doing it?
No, he is.
Ooh.
Oh, am I doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Hello.
Hey, this is Nasty Labs. Today we got a special guest, Michael Leopold Weber, a monarchist, a half Austrian, one of our good friends from NME. From where else have you been?
So I, for starters, I feel like I need to clarify that I am not a monarchist. I think that needs to be made in very clear. So I am Versus content director at Lost in Cult. I have written for Dicebreaker NME and other things like that, and I write words occasionally and say words on the internet. Hi.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we met Michael, I don't remember when exactly, but you came to the studio. You were the first person to get to play Carve snowboarding outside of our studio. You were the first person to get to play Whitewater Wipeout outside the studio. And it was all because you asked politely.
Yes, I use what I'd like to call the Hugh Grant effect, which is to ask very politely in a bumbling way, and occasionally I get my way, which is how I'm here today.
So, well, it clearly works.
Hell yeah, yeah.
you.
Thanks for coming today. Like, why you're on the show actually because we haven't had you on the show, and also you're going to be moving back to the UK pretty soon. Maybe you could maybe before we get to that though, that sad news.
Sad day.
Like, as he lives in where do you live currently? What have you been doing here in Japan?
So I live in Okayama City, which is about 50 minutes away from here in Kyoto, to the west. It is the Kingdom of Sunshine. It's very, very sunny there. It's lovely.
Is that what it's called, or are you just like overselling?
No,
it?
I am genuine in that it is called the Kingdom of Sunshine.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah,
Kinsey, do you plan on going to the Kingdom of Sunshine?
Now I am.
it's great.
Love me some sunshine.
It is. There's like 250 days of sun a year in Okayama. It's great.
Go on.
And I'm from the UK, so I'm surprised I haven't actually melted. It's amazing. And so I'm here as a jet, as many expats, as we would say, are here teaching English. And through the miracle of talking to people and being polite, I've managed to do some writing as well, which is why I'm here today.
Yeah.
well.
So, like, how did you get your start in writing, and like you working for like quite a few outlets? Like what drives you to be writing?
Well, I saw a global pandemic and thought, do you know what? That's a good time to start a new endeavor. Yeah, what a great time.
Is that actually what happened? I think you actually told me this before. I'm not sure if you did, but I'm pretty sure you actually said this.
Well, yeah, it was partly that. It's amazing what your infinite possibilities of death can do to someone's inspiration to do stuff.
That's fair.
And so it was one of those things. I just started writing little bits and bobs here. My wife amazingly edited a lot of my very early pieces because I wrote a little film blog at first, just to kind of get an idea of how to put words onto a Google Doc. And then it's just a matter of emailing and pitching and talking to people, essentially. And then what you find is kind of a bit like an avalanche. One thing leads to another thing, and then you speak to someone else who gives you an idea to do something else. And so there is a wonderful editor. His name is Jason Coles, who I...
shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Who I credit massively because I was writing a piece and he was like, oh, you should do an interview for it. And I was like, I can't do that.
Right.
That's terrifying. And it was just like, no, just fucking do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I started doing interview stuff, and I started to get like, oh, this is much better than me having to talk for 1,000 words because I'm really boring. But other people, they're fascinating. And that was when I just started emailing, and that's when I saw Chuhai was rebranding
Right.
on Twitter. Your shout out to social media managers, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to come and talk for this thing. Coming to talk about some. I was coming to talk to you originally about one thing, and then inadvertently got a VR headset put on my face, and then that became the Carve preview.
I actually don't even remember why you came the first time, because like our relationship grew pretty quickly and escalated, and like you spun off and did a ton of stuff based on that first meeting. Based on basically because I think you came and then we were like, fuck it, let's have a cookout.
Yes, that happened.
Yeah.
I spoke to Giles about condensed milk outside for a good half an hour. It's one of my enduring memories of Japan. It's well up there. It was a lovely conversation.
Yeah, and like then just to like zoom ahead a little bit, like when I was at WASI in WAST in London, I got to see a book that you've been part of, Lost in Cult, and because your cohorts or whatever you want to call them, your boss over there, I don't know.
I mean, he's the boss.
Well, he came up to me. He knew who I was, and he was like, "Hey, Michael wanted me to give this to you," and it was really exciting, and like not just exciting, but like it was really thoughtful that he brought this hardcover, beautifully bound book. Like
that book is beautiful.
It is absolutely stunning. It's called Lost in Cult. Check it out. You can get the next round of adventures of that book on Kickstarter.
Yeah. So if you each volume of Lock On, which is the book, is Kickstarter launched. The new one for volume 4 is going to be launching very soon. So follow at Lost in Cult for all of that information. But as of this moment, we've currently on sale are some of the previous volumes.
Okay.
So if you missed out and you would like to read words by me and other amazing authors and writers and artists, check it out.
Yeah, I actually wanted to like talk about that because Lock On, it's a series, it's a hardbound book. It's also like it's seemingly there's no through line. Like there's articles and they're like really well done, phenomenal articles and interviews about games and about like developers, but like it's as you're going through the whole thing and you're like, oh shit, this is kind of like a playlist. This is kind of like a mixtape of sorts because it takes you on this really amazing journey and the art is fucking phenomenal.
Gotcha.
It's 10 out of 10 phenomenal. Can you tell me what the themes of each one has been, and like what are the ultimate themes you're trying to like achieve with it?
Yes, of course. So the first volume, I got in at first as a freelance writer for the first volume. First volume was mostly focused on PlayStation 1 titles. How it works is every odd volume, I believe, has a specific theme. So the first volume was PS1 based, and then volume 2 was a bit freer, which is the copy you've got, and then volume 3 had a lot of Dreamcast stuff, which is where I went and spoke to Jake, our mutual friend.
Jake Kasdal from 17-Bit. He previously worked with Sega. He worked on Space Channel 5 and Rezzed. So like the fact that you came to us, you got to meet Jake through that, and like we've met so many cool people through each other. It's been pretty exciting.
Yeah, really exciting. Yeah. So and then from the idea is that it's not timely SEO based writing, which of course has a place. I'm not here to slam websites to have to run that way because
that's literally what we do. Like, we need shit to be timely. But
exactly.
Continue.
Yeah, timely is important. I'm not denying that, but it's more to think about thoughtful pieces. Some of them are very personal pieces, personal journeys. Other ones are the stuff I like to write is mostly interview focused and developer focused because again I'm very boring, so I like to talk.
You talk a lot though.
Oh, God, I do. I think that is the curse of the white man right there. Boring but has a lot to say, and and it's just trying to find interesting, wonderful stories paired with commissioned pieces of art which are paid for properly, and then they're all Kickstarter funded and they've been going really well and things are looking bright for the future. I can't say too much about the next volume because again the bosses will kill me, but it's looking really exciting.
Hell yeah.
It's really exciting.
That's super exciting.
So that's the Lost in Cult / Lock On. Like what else is on the horizon as far as like other pieces you're headed towards, enemy stuff or Like, how did you get involved with NME? And for our American viewers, this is like a legendary music magazine, like from the UK that I read as a kid because I was a freak, but like not a lot of us in the States did. Like, how did you get involved in that?
So again, it's kind of good luck and fortune. Trying to think of the first piece I wrote for them now. I think it could have actually been the Curse to Golf preview. Might have been the first piece I
Shout
did.
out to NME.
Wow.
Yeah, it could have been my first piece with them. Either one of the early ones.
I actually think that might have been our first piece about the game.
Yes.
I think it might have been.
I have also been very blessed to have played currently 2 iterations of Curse to Golf. I remember the day that I came here and I spoke about condensed milk. Liam came down and he was like, "Oh yeah, here's this thing," which is just a bunch of lines on a screen. I was like, "Oh okay, let me play this." And I was like, "This is really cool," but I have no idea what's going on.
So ugly.
It's ugly, but really fun. It was fun from the beginning. I must
right.
stress that. It was in like.
All right, slow it up. You don't have to compliment us all the way through.
I can't help.
But you can.
I can't help if I like things. Okay, and so it already had really good bones, and then we were chatting again about other stuff, and you were like, "Oh yeah, we're going to be announcing this thing, and I can't tell you about it." And I was like, "Oh okay, I'll do a preview for it for NME. Say, I can get that done," and then immediately email them going, "Please say yes, please say yes, for the love of God, play yes, please." And then Jake over at NME was like, "Yeah, okay, cool, do it." And I was like, and then I started writing other pieces. So I've done other interviews and other pieces for NME, and I've not got anything lined up right now because currently my life is in boxes. But
Right.
I've actually right now most of my life is consumed by writing for the next volume of Lock On. And weirdly, I've been writing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel guides. Has been on the top of my list of things. Yes.
That wasn't on my bingo card today.
Yes. Indeed.
Kinsey, do you have any follow-up questions about Yu-Gi-Oh? Wait, hold on. Yu-Gi-Oh is the not Pokemon, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh is
Is the not Pokemon?
Yeah.
No, Digimon is the not Pokemon, I would say.
Then what the hell is
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that the ghost one? They're like ghost boys?
That's Yokai Watch. Yeah.
Go. Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh is a card game. Yu-Gi-Oh is a strange card game. Basically, there was a manga series about Yu-Gi-Oh, which originally was a very, very violent manga series where a Egyptian god was reborn through a young Japanese boy, and they played a series of games. But one of the games that featured in the original manga was an original card game, and that blew up and is now 20-something years strong and is very, very complicated, which is why I speak about it for Dicebreaker website. Shout out.
Cool. All right.
Not cool.
Breeze over this as quickly as possible.
What, you don't want me to talk about different summoning techniques?
I mean, kinda.
I could all
Mark's
day.
like, Kinsey, shut up.
I could all day. All day.
So yeah, you've been writing for NME. You've been all over the map. I guess let me ask you kind of another big question. Like, what has there been a games journalist that has inspired you?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's an amazing question. So you got the Jason Schreiers of the world.
Sure.
Who, I read his book. I can't remember. Blood, Sweat and Pixels. That's the one. I think about 6 months before I moved to Japan. I think that sort of germinated the idea of games are really cool, and I've always loved games. So why haven't I sort of explored this as an option? Other than that, I think it's just all the journalists out there that are hustling every day, especially freelance journalists out there that are just constantly putting out content. It's just like this relentless slog, and as we know, certain communities in the video game world can be a bit mean, and they still go out and they still put content out there. And I think just all of those people that are just doing the grunt work every day and then breaking these amazing stories on top of that are people that inspire me every day to carry on trying to be the best version of myself.
So you're saying games journalists are the real heroes?
I am saying, I mean, God, I don't want to say that. That's
But I mean, you are kind of saying. I know what you're saying though. Like,
Yeah.
like it would suck shit if like everything you wrote, someone was always out to get you. Like every fucking day.
Yeah,
Like, that would be horrible.
I never really understood that before I sort of dipped my toe. I wouldn't really call myself a games journalist personally. I don't do anywhere near as hard a work as those fantastic people do. But just even dipping my toe into the field, and you just see the backlash people get from saying, I don't like this thing. And it's just a bit like, it's very stark. So kudos for having to deal with that.
Shout out to all games journalists.
Shout out to all of you. You are loved and appreciated.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a classical game developer, and so like games journalists were the people that kind of like wedged me in, like wanting that always felt like the only way in.
Yeah, same actually.
Yeah, like especially pre-YouTube era, like so a lot of these people like they thought about games in ways that people really, at least. Like, well, that's how my friends and I would speak about games, but like reading it from games journalists, other people think about these from an existential standpoint or whatever.
Yeah.
And it could be a job.
And it could be a job. Like, wait, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, my parents still don't really understand that. Bless them. Like,
Neither do mine.
I got copies of Lock On actually shipped to my house recently, and it was only then they were like, "Oh, you've written words in this," and I was like, "Yes, yes."
Well, I mean, that's pretty exciting. What do you have an end goal of actually of getting into game development, or would you like to go steer further into games journalist or would you like to go into the content YouTube side? Tell me about the trajectory.
I think I'm too much of a narcissist not to get into some form of video.
Video.
Yeah, I can't help myself. As you can tell by my constant ramblings. Put a camera in front of me.
Perfect for YouTube.
I'm a stage boy at heart, and
right.
Put a spotlight on me. I'm just like, and it's like I can't help it. So definitely video is something that I want to explore further. Writing as much as possible would be great. I'd like to write a book one day. Not even about games.
Like a manual, like an electronics manual of how to take apart a keyboard.
I was
hoping for that Yu-Gi-Oh book.
Yeah, I was about to say,
yeah.
I'll write that. I'm going to share you all of my Yu-Gi-Oh articles. You're going to love them. They are dry. You're going to enjoy it. It's great. And I don't know. I guess the world is a crazy place. I'm just going to kind of see where it takes me as well. Like, be open to opportunities.
So what we haven't discussed is like you're a classically trained saxophonist. I hate saying that.
Wait, that's a real word?
Saxophonist is
saxophonist. It's a bullshit word. He says it all the fucking time.
Saxophonist.
He plays the sax, dude.
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Yeah,
like get over yourself.
I can't.
God, here I was trying to compliment him, and he just okay. So you're a classically trained sax player, and used to be in a jazz band. And now that you're heading back to the UK, like you're going to be working for the sax.co.uk.
Sax.co.uk, the world's largest and most popular and most famous saxophone retail store.
And you're gonna be their content team, basically.
Exactly that, yeah. So I'm going back to sort of lead their YouTube channel and their other content. I'm going into like the social media stuff, which is terrifying. But
That's exciting, though.
I'm very excited as well. It's going to be a lot of fun, but I'm still going to be writing as well. You can't kick me out of games journalism that easily. Right. So I'll still be doing Lost in Cult work. I'll still be doing any freelance stuff I have time to do.
Hell yeah! I mean, like if you are trying to stay in the games journalism side or content side, like this is kind of a great practice. It's paid practice. Sorry, sax.co.uk. Yeah,
you better be.
He's going to be exploiting you and learning camera tricks and all these sorts of things. Like
I'm going to learn how to do star wipes.
We're going to put a star wipe right here.
Oh, please. It's the only good part of the original prequel Star Wars movie. Star wipe. It's great.
Was there a star wipe in the original prequel Star Wars movie?
There better be a star wipe in the...
There's a screen wipe with a dipshit. He doesn't remember.
I don't care.
Star wipe in a Star War.
This is pod racing. That's all I know.
God, why are we talking? Oh, hey. So, what else is on the horizon before we wrap this whole thing up? Like, what do you have? What do you want from a personal standpoint? Do you want to come back to Japan? What's the big Michael Weber thing?
I mean, I'd come back to Japan in a heartbeat. It's I'm not going to be one of those people that pretends Japan is this perfect anime world of sunshine. I mean, it's like every place in the world, it's got its problems, but it's a place that's got a very special place in my heart now. Going back to the UK, as I was saying before we started filming, it's a very different place to the place I left. So I am anxious to find out what state it actually is in, because there's only so much you can get from hearsay.
Mhm.
Right.
And then go to more places, see more of the world, travel places, and then come back to Japan and camp underneath the bar here for a little while, I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Speaking of camp under the bar, you were nice enough to bring Chuhai.
Thank you.
And we're going to hold them up to the camera here.
Of course.
From where'd you get these anyway?
See, these are actually Okayama Prefecture Chuhais.
Okay.
So they're very bougie. So you've got Setoichi Lemon, you've got Orange from somewhere in the Seto Inland Sea, and then, of course,
so
Okayama
cool.
Peach, very famous for peaches.
And now we're going to all open them and drink them on the show before you go here.
Of course.
Okay, on the count of three, let's open it up.
Nasty Labs Chuhai time.
Am I micing this just for reference? Okay.
3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Kampai, motherfucker.
Hi.
Kanpai.
All right. Fantastic.
That is shockingly good.
Man, that's really good.
That is excellent.
Well, I'm sure the listeners at home are like, God, that does sound good.
Gulping.
But Michael, it's been great having you on the show. Where can people find more of your exploits?
If you want to find more of me on the internet, you can find me on Twitter at Foxy_mustache. I should have checked that handle before I started filming.
Foxy_mustache.
Or Foxy Mustache. It's one of those.
And they can also go to Lost and Cult, and they can also check out your work on NME.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yeah, make sure to follow Lost and Cult for updates. There's lots of exciting stuff on the horizon.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Oh, thank you. You're very, very kind. And
thanks for
I
coming.
love Chuhai Labs. I love it here.
Hello, my name's Jonathan Dunn, host of the O3C podcast. Every week I'm joined by my two best gaming buddies, Chris and Minty, and we talk about the games we're playing, the games we love, and how they rank alongside our sacrosanct top 100 favourite video games of all time lists. Deep dives into gaming mechanics, history and lore abound, all topped off with lashings of irreverent dry British wit, witterings and wisdom. For details on the show and more, head to o3c.games and tune in every Monday on the HyperX Podcast Network.
And now it's time for the news.
News.
Big news this week.
What?
Big news.
Hit me.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet
Okay.
released its second trailer and
Yeah.
revealed some new Pokemon, like instant internet star Lechonk.
Lechonk. Okay.
He's a pig.
Okay. Yeah.
And the installments of the new legendaries, also 4-player co-op, some uncomfortably attractive new professors,
Uh-oh.
and a release date of November 18th, 2020.
That's a lot of news. First,
That's a lot to unpack.
I want to thank you for always having. There's the Pokemon update like every fucking episode, and you know I'm for it. I'm here for this. Queen. And if like I hate Pokemon, but I will say that Lechonk. Before we kick this off, I will say that is a masterwork of localization.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, people! Like great fucking work.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I love that he was also like showcased, like, oh, pig Pokemon Lechonk. And, oh, so good.
It's so good.
They knew the internet would love him.
They knew it. They knew with the name. They knew like it's like double localized from Spanish to English. It's fucking brilliant stuff. Honestly, like I hope Nintendo is paying attention to that localization team, and because they need to level them up. Like put them on Mario's, put them on everything. They rule.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I don't think other Pokemon games have done this before, but depending on which version you get a different professor now. And which looks cool, but they showed the new professors, and they're like really uncomfortably attractive.
They're like hot.
They're like hot professors.
Like, are you saying kids are going to be not kids. Adult humans are going to be cranking down to these
I
things?
mean,
Like,
I'm not going to say no. They're pretty attractive.
all right. Can I say no? Good Lord. I'm good, homie. Okay. So tell me about the 4-player co-op. Was the game always co-op? I don't know.
No, before in the previous games you can always like trade Pokemon or battle for the most part. But this one it looks like there's like these little hubs that you can like all meet at and bring your friends into the game and all play together, which is really exciting because I mean Pokemon is such like an old formula and it works and I love Pokemon. But something like this I just think makes so much sense.
Right. Question.
Yes.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is the name. They've gone from gold to silver to X to Y. Why are we
sun to moon?
Why are we
to
going
diamond
back
to pearl?
Why are we going back to Scarlet and Violet?
Why not?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I'm sure there's some reason.
What about
We
like
just don't know it yet.
Robot and Wood?
Robot and Wood. It's a good name. Well, speaking of robots, the new legendaries like super look like robots, and like one of them, I was telling you, like looks kind of like a Red 13 almost.
Yeah, it does.
But
actually.
Red 13, part Godzilla, part like motorcycle.
Yeah, is that the one that looks like a giant dong?
No, that's the other one.
Oh, okay.
But you got like sweet Red 13 motorcycle, and then the one that looks like a dong.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's real cool.
Yay. Okay, next topic.
So, in other news,
Yes.
more PG news. Thanks, Pokemon.
Boo.
Select Lawson and Family Mart convenience stores in Japan will be getting a new pouch PlayStation fans will clamor for.
What?
It's a zippered pouch in the same size, shape, and looks like an original 1994 PlayStation. The Conveni exclusive has the blue interior and will be available starting June 13th.
Oh,
June
dude.
13th is like a national holiday. That's also when I get my internet.
Internet. Is it really a national holiday?
It is now. Shit. PlayStation pouch, internet, man, everything's
That
coming
is
up
like
Kinsey.
dude, it's coming up Ken's house.
There's also a black interior version that will be available online for a limited time. But really, you want the Conveni exclusive version, right?
You do. Tell me more about this fucking plastic bag.
It's a pouch that looks like a PlayStation, and I really want to know if a PlayStation fits in it. Because I guess if it's the exact size, a PlayStation won't fit.
It'll be just too
It'll
small.
be just too small. But I still want it.
Okay.
It looks really cool.
Are you gonna get both of them? The black interior version and the blue interior exclusive that's only at Lawson and select Lawson and Family Mart
Select
locations.
Lawson and Family Mart locations.
Are you gonna get the blue one? And also, how much is this fucking bag, dude?
I think it's like 1,900 yen, so like just under $20 US.
I hope everybody's taking off their glasses with me out of frustration. 1,900 yen for a fucking little plastic crap.
I'm getting it, and I'm gonna love it. And I'm not gonna know what to put in it because it's a weird size. It'll be great. I can't wait.
Because it has no handle, and it's like
yeah,
but
it
like,
looks so good though.
It does look really cute. I'm gonna say that.
It
but
looks good.
2,000 yen for a
I'm gonna buy it.
I know you are. I'm not gonna like call total bullshit because I have a very small mini pouch of all of the Sega controllers
Oh, that's awesome.
that are like really tiny and like.
Does it fit a controller?
Absolutely not. It fits fucking nothing. But I do have my own like flaws like yourself.
your own otaku flaws.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like I want to make fun of you, but I also am like, well, that's kind of neat. The blue interior. Yeah, I want it.
Conveni exclusive. You're gonna buy it.
I am. Yes.
Next up,
Yep.
non-E3 predictions because there's no E3 this year,
No E3.
but non-E3 starts this week.
Oh,
or started this
oh.
week. Yeah.
E3.
This week kicked off the
E3.
non-E3 events, starting with limited run games in the
Right.
Sonic Central earlier this week.
Right.
But we still have some really big showcases coming up, like the Summer Games Fest, Devolver Digital, Xbox Bethesda Showcase, Guerrilla Collective, and like a bunch more. So what do you want to see at this non-E3?
Okay. Okay. Most definitely, the Devolver Digital Showcase is going to be amazing. I think they invented this.
The non-E3?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
and now it's like coined. The non-E3.
I mean, given that they started it back in 2007, or as far as I know, in 2017, when they weren't part of E3 and they decided to make their Nina Struthers storyline. If you haven't seen it, fucking go watch all of these now. It's like 2 hours. 2 hours of amazing storytelling through Showcase. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm very excited about the Devolver. I'm very excited about the Summer Games. I don't know what to expect on that every year or any year. I don't even know what to expect. And I guess I would be excited about the Bethesda because 50% of Bethesda games are the best games.
Fallout.
Yes. Yeah, Fallout. I'm always waiting for a Fallout announcement, especially, now that the Outer Worlds team is all part of that. Like, what's that going to mean? Like, here's fingers crossed.
Yeah,
That's
I would love something Fallout-y. And I really want more news on Elder Scrolls 6? Because, 2 years ago, we got that, pan into, the mountains, and it was, Elder Scrolls 6.
Right.
And I'm like, I need more than that.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I love the Elder Scrolls games. And I'm not a big MMO person, so Elder Scrolls Online is not really for me.
She plays Destiny all the time.
Shh. No, my shame. Actually, you guys all know already.
Yeah.
I actually had to struggle not to talk about Destiny. Destiny.
Yeah, she struggles with that too. She does. She's always bringing it up of how it's totally normal for adults to go alone to Disneyland. It is not.
There's a single rider line for a reason.
I know. This is what she brings up. She's like, it's kind of the best.
Anyways, I need some Elder Scrolls 6 news.
Yeah.
Anything Fallout would be awesome because it wasn't even on my radar, but that would be really good, especially considering the Outer Worlds team.
Well, if you remember there was the announcement for Outer Worlds 2.
Mm-hmm. That was a great announcement.
Yeah, because it was an anti-announcement,
Yeah.
and they kept saying things like generic music will play here.
Yeah.
And it's a really brilliant ad. I'm sure there's going to be something for Outer Worlds 2. I'm sure of it.
There's got to be.
I'm just fingers crossed, hoping that there's some Fallout thing.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm sure the whole internet also wants some news on Starfield as well.
And I'm going to throw it out there that I think they're going to merge those two universes.
That would make sense.
It kind of would, right?
It kind of makes sense, yeah.
That's
like
my
it.
theory.
I like it.
Maybe not this game, but I think with
eventually.
the next Fallout game, there's going to be some storyline where you go to space. And it's
Well,
gonna
they already
explain
had Mothership Zeta,
it. Shut up. I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, okay.
which was a DLC for Fallout 3.
Got it.
And the one thing I remember is you can find a crashed alien ship and eventually you can go up in the ship. But all the aliens have crazy noodle arms when they walk.
I do know that.
And
yeah.
I love
it. What else are you excited for?
I'm
for
also
non-E3?
really looking forward to the Guerrilla Collective because I'm always on the hunt for
Right.
some rad indie games to play.
Right.
And that's a really good resource for that. So I'm really excited for that showcase. There's so much coming up. There's the Wholesome Game Showcase, I believe,
Right.
also coming up. And I'm a sucker for those kind of games.
Sure.
So hopefully a lot of good news right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm really. I wish the Wholesome Games Direct had chainsaw and murder. Why isn't there Why isn't there a murder direct?
Overly violent games direct.
Yeah,
I mean, essentially, that's partially the Devolver Digital one.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I take it back. Devolver, you won.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some more news on Gumbrella.
Oh, god damn! I want to see some more Umbrella.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Devolver Direct is gonna be so good.
Soon.
I'm kind of it's in a few hours for us. So by the time this comes out, it'll already have been out, and we won't even know, and I'll be tweeting about it all fucking day.
Get ready for that.
I'm excited already, actually.
Actually, I guess not get ready for that. Get ready to look back on Mark's tweets.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it comes out 6 a.m. our time.
Something like that, yeah.
We're not going to get up, but I will be excited when I arrive at work.
Hell yeah. And now it's time for Call Me Up, where we answer your Discord questions. If you ever want to ask us a question, go on over to Chew High Labs Discord, scroll on down to the Call Me Up channel, and ask it there.
And ask it there. Cool. Kinsey, I'm going to read one to you.
I'm ready.
From Alex Kind of Cares. What are 3 movies you'd recommend people watch and why? Bonus question. Oh, wait. Do I have to ask this now? Bonus question. What's one habit you want to pick? Oh, shit. No, we're not going to do that. 3 movies you don't want to recommend to people.
I like that there's no context.
None.
movies you like, movies you don't like,
Yeah,
movies
yeah,
that are
it's
dumb
just
but
recommend,
fun. You know. Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Because my favorite movie, and it still weirds me out when people haven't seen it.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, and
I genuinely hate it.
It's a very good movie.
My bandmate.
The CG, she's never seen it.
She's never seen it. She won't either.
What? Why?
She's one of those, like, I've never done it. Therefore, like, no, it's not. She can't be tricked. I tried. Continue.
LA Confidential.
Yeah.
Great
Watch
movie.
it. Watch it.
One of my favorites as well. And I guess, so 2 favorites and a wild card. I just made that rule up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I like it.
Frankenhooker.
Frankenhooker.
That's an excellent movie. It's exactly what it sounds like. Frankenhooker. I'm like, no.
Hey.
And I've actually seen a stage show of it, and that
Wow.
was also amazing. It was so fun. But that's just like a dumb, like early '90s horror movie. It's great.
Right. Okay. I'm just gonna bounce off of what you said. 3 movies. Rattle them off real quick. Radioactive Dreams from 1985 is a Frankenhooker-like movie. It's super low budget by Albert Pyun. It's cheesy as balls. Great.
Got some cheesy balls?
Cheesy balls.
Cheesy as balls.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Ew.
She's poking fun of my. I don't know what she's doing here. Next is last week I watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers for the first time from 1978. Absolute must movie. I've never seen it. It's fucking freaky and it escalates the whole time. It's got Jeff Young. I think it's Jeff Goldblum's first movie.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to stay on the Jeff Goldblum train because you had said Jurassic Park, and I'm going to say Buckaroo Banzai. Do you know that one? You don't know that one.
I don't think so.
Oh.
It's a good name, though.
Peter Weller, RoboCop. He plays a rock and roll brain surgeon.
Tell me more.
His best friend is a cowboy, as played by Jeff Goldblum. And
Jeff Goldblum's a cowboy?
Yeah,
Is he a hot cowboy?
he is pretty hot, but it's like cornball, like
Nice.
I mean, it's one of those Howard the Duck style, like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, that's also good.
It's just all over the place kinds of movies where the 80s where you were allowed to make things that weren't normal.
Yeah.
You know, yes, that's mine.
That's awesome.
Buckaroo Banzai. Okay.
All right, now time for the bonus question.
Yeah. Bonus question. What's one habit you want to start / pick up this year, and what's one habit you want to try and break / stop doing? Ooh.
So I think the habit I want to pick up is I got a bike,
Okay.
and I haven't, because bikes are like big in Japan,
Yes.
and everyone uses their bike. And I haven't ridden a bike in like a bajillion years.
Yep.
And I'm terrified about it, but I think it would open up a lot of the city, like that's not necessarily accessible by train or bus. And I could like get in shape, I guess.
It's like a freebie.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
I think that's I guess it's kind of a habit. My biking habit.
Okay. Well, and he also asked a really hard question.
What's one habit you want to try to break, stop doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like a halfway one.
Yeah. I think that's better.
It's not that I want to stop drinking. I want to lessen my hangovers.
Right. You want to adultify.
I want to adultify my drinking.
Yeah.
Because I don't like hangovers. Once you're like over 30, hangovers just get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as you know, I quit drinking for that reason. Not because of anything else, but because like, hey, I just want to not have a hangover. And I kind of went all the way.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't
Which
know.
is great though.
I didn't know the solution, and that was just the one for me.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I'll have a glass of champagne from time to time. So I'm not fully. But for me, I also quit smoking cigs this year. That was the big one. That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
that's super awesome.
No, it's not. I hate it.
super
I fucking
awesome.
hate it. It's fucking like every time I see this like a homeless guy with no teeth and he's like got no hair on top and he's smoking a cig, I'll still be like, that guy's really cool. Like, trying to hang out with that guy. But the habit I do want to pick up is I quit 2 big things. I'd like to start jogging again. I've been doing it, but it's been really hard.
You know what I don't like? Jogging.
I hate it.
I hate jogging.
I hate
but,
it.
like, I know so many people who love it, and I'm like, how do you love it? I want to know your secrets. How is it fun?
I think that they lie to themselves so much that it becomes a fact.
Does that work?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's the
I mean-
answer to everything.
I mean, people like Star Wars. You've lied to yourself for years upon years.
I like Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crap, dude. It's fucking stupid. No, I don't actually believe that. But yeah, I agree. Like it's not fun at all. So yeah. Okay, let's
Next
move
question.
on. Fuck you, Alex. Kind of cares, dude. That was hard.
That's a hard question. But thank you for asking
Yeah.
2 questions. Next up, I really like this like error, not error, and you'll see. You're stranded on a desert island. Yes, dessert. It's delicious there.
Yeah.
Which handheld gaming system would you take with you, and what 2 games would you bring? No current gen systems allowed. Be specific on the. There's rules to this. Be specific on the system. If you say Game Boy, for example, which one? And finally, which dessert would you hope to be munching on while playing these games?
Okay, I'm going first because I got one locked and loaded in the barrel. DS Lite.
That's a good answer.
That's not a generation, right? That's just the DS Lite.
Yep.
DS Lite. It has probably the best catalog.
Mm-hmm. And it's got double the catalog.
And it's got double the catalog if you wanted to cheat. I'm gonna go strictly DS just to be fair to the console. And
Just to be fair to Ice Cream Island, yes.
It's Ice Cream Island. It's got music tools, so you can do things that are slightly outside of just playing games.
It's got that Korg software.
Korg DS10 is what it's called, and then it's also got WarioWare DIY. I used to make videos with that thing, like make cartoons.
That's awesome.
So it's got a lifetime supply of entertainment. That's mine. Yours?
I think. Oh wow, this is hard. I'm gonna take a Vita because I'm gonna live on Vita Island.
Oh shit! Is that a snack too? Vita Island?
A snack?
No, because you're on dessert, bro. Well, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Vita, it's like a lot of like hardcore Vita fans.
Oh, there's like 8 of you?
Say that they are like on Vita Island.
I'm on Vita Island.
Because not a lot of people love the Vita, but the people who love the Vita like really love it.
It is really cool.
Yeah, it's a great system, and I feel like by the time I got one, it was already like almost over kind of thing.
Right.
So I didn't spend as much time with it as I wanted to, and there's a lot of like really good like JRPGs on there that I didn't get a chance to play. But now I have to pick games.
No, we're going console. Like, it's so hard.
Oh, that's right. You didn't pick any games either.
I didn't.
I'm just gonna grab
Yeah.
a couple. Like, how many games do I get? 2. I'm gonna do a JRPG that I haven't played, but it has good reviews. I'm not gonna get stuck with none of that.
It's
crap.
gonna be like Lunar 9 or some bullshit. No.
I want a JRPG that's long, that I can like play for a really long time on my desert island. And I think your idea of getting something that's not a game necessarily, that does something else, and the Vita did have some of that. It had like the iTalk software. I don't remember what that did, but it had like a few different things. So if it has like a language learning tool or something like that, like, or even like a creative piece of software that's not really a game, like I think something like that would be really, really good.
Yeah,
so that we
yeah,
would have a game and not a game.
The DS was the right answer.
The
but
DS was
like,
the right answer,
yeah,
and I couldn't say it because you said it.
But Vita is also cool. We want to say that question was asked by Tiny Yellow Machine, and what Tiny Yellow Machine does, the reason he probably asked this is he has a podcast about the Playdate, and I think we're actually going to be on that pretty soon. But he's got one of 2 podcasts about the Playdate, which is bizarre to me that there are 2. So thank you for asking that.
And Playdate would also be a good choice, but if you can only take 2 games, is season 1 a game? Like, can I just take the whole season?
No, let's throw that fucking question out. Next question is from Andy Jewett. The best 80s movie, in your opinion, and why? Kinsey.
Best 80s movie. Man, see, there's so many things I love about the 80s because there's like some legitimately great movies, like, like Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, like a bunch of really great things. But the 80s has so much fun trash.
It does.
And I love it.
It does.
So it makes this question really hard. Like, I loved, like... Was Toxic Avenger 80s?
It is.
Yeah, so like 80s, like either horror or like slight gore stuff is really fun to me.
You got a whole decade to choose.
I know. What would you choose?
Yeah, well, there is a correct answer. Obviously, we want to say Aliens, and we want to say Terminator, and we want to say Predator, and we want to say Back to the Future. All of these movies are perfect. They're all perfect. But the correct answer that has nuance and is rewatchable in every possible way is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The end.
So
She's going to say she's never seen it.
I've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off,
Yeah,
but
I've
it's
seen-
just not what I was expecting. But it is a good movie.
No. It is a perfect movie. Like it is.
Excuse me.
It is like fucking scientists would all agree that this is a near perfect, if not perfect, movie. The end. What is your answer? You're gonna throw out some shit now.
Well, now I do. Now I want to throw out some shit.
What
Rocky Horror Picture Show. 80s?
I actually don't know. I feel like it's late 70s, but it's an 80s movie. Like it definitely spawned that whole.
Because I do love that movie. And it has great songs.
Great songs.
The story's weird and I love it. It makes no sense.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
And it's great. It
And-
spawned a whole like thing of like going like every like third Saturday to that one like
Shittier theater in your
Yeah,
town,
yeah.
and it was so great. It's definitely the first movie I've ever been to that's like has participation.
yeah, same. It was the first participation movie I ever went to, and it was so fun.
I mean, the fact that it's still being shown in theaters today, somewhere this weekend, it's being played.
Yep.
For sure. And someone is yelling "asshole" and "slut" right now.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm jealous.
Yeah. I wish I could re-experience it.
Yeah. Did you get taken up to the front?
No.
Okay.
I did not.
I
I lied the first time I went.
and you said you'd been.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, they ask the audience typically if it's a live viewing if anyone's a virgin, and that virgin meaning if they haven't seen the movie live. And
A lot of times they'll put like a V on you. They'll like label you at the door.
dude, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
And there are all sorts of things that de-virginize you, like little competitions or whatnot. I think at mine it was a banana eating contest.
Perfect.
I don't remember how, but you had to eat it in a pretty fucked up way.
Like no hands.
It was something
Probably
like that.
no
I think it
hands,
was. Yeah. I'm almost positive it was no hands.
I love that movie. I think it's cross generational.
It
People still
is.
enjoy it.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi nonsense.
Wow, I hope it's 80s.
Well,
After all of this, they're
Well,
like 1979.
yeah.
You're like, damn it.
and to cap that whole thing off, Andy also asked, New Coke or Pepsi Clear?
Okay, so
I know what you're going to say.
I haven't had either one.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay.
I did hear that they were both bad.
Well, okay. I don't know how old Andy is. We're both 36, and New Coke is before us for sure. That is that's why. I mean, I don't. I just remember it.
I do like that. Whenever I think of New Coke, it reminds me of Futurama in the Fry and the Slurm Factory episode, because then when they're like gonna turn Leela into like a slurm worm queen, they're like, we can make her into a slurm queen. She can make slurm.
Right.
Slurm is the like addictive soda, like that's kind of gross.
Right, the Mountain Dew
in the
of,
TV show, the
yeah.
Mountain Dew of the world of Futurama.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, her slurm will taste foul. She's a commoner. She's not a queen. And then like the Slurm Queen was like, but then we'll call it New Slurm. And then when everybody hates it, we'll bring back the regular one and call it Slurm Classic.
Right.
Marketing genius.
Yeah.
I like it because of that reason.
Okay. Long way to go on that one.
So, New Coke?
Yeah, I guess New Coke too. So my grandparents had a garage filled with original Coke. Mm-hmm. And they had kept this garage, not like a whole garage, but probably like 20 cases of Coca-Cola, of a fucking soda. Mm-hmm. Because when New Coke came out, they rushed to the fucking store.
They stockpiled.
Yeah, they stockpiled. And I don't remember the New Coke era, but they hadn't drank it. So, it was like
They
retro.
were firmly in old Coke.
Yeah. Like it's kind of disgusting and like bizarre. So I'm gonna go with New Coke just because of the story.
I will say, the cola flavor, like
Right.
Pepsi, Coke, all of those. I don't like cola.
You don't like a Jack and cola?
I don't.
Oh, okay. You're okay. I was gonna say you're wrong, but like, that's fine. Who gives a
I don't
shit?
like the cola flavor. I don't know. I don't.
Do you like root beer?
Yeah,
Do you like Dr. Pepper?
I sure do.
Do you like?
I like all the brown sodas except
Okay.
for cola.
Do you like all sodas except for cola?
Yeah, I think I might.
Do you like Sprite?
I do like Sprite.
Sprite's good.
That's
dude.
a good one.
That's a good one, man.
Sprite, Squirt, excellent.
Oh, dude. Do you like Fresca?
I do like. Well, okay, so Fresca, it has that like diety flavor, but there is a house drink at Metal Jesus Rock's house
Okay.
called a Stupid Becky.
That's a great name.
And it
Fucking
has Fresca in it.
Stupid
You know, I don't even know what else is in it. Because after I've had one, I'm like, I'll take another. And then I don't remember anything.
So it's diet and plus booze.
Yeah.
Stupid Becky.
And his wife's name is Rebecca. So it's like,
Oh, it's cute. It's
It's
kind of
awesome.
it's to her. Oh, that's really cute. Shout out to Metal Jesus and the Stupid Becky.
yeah, that's good shit.
Hell yeah.
And that's all the time we have. Thank you so much to Michael Weber for joining us for an excellent main segment. And you can find him on Twitter at Foxy Mustache.
Foxy Mustache. He's moving back to the UK. He's going to be working for NME and Blender and all those other fucking magazines and playing a saxophone.
Oh, hell yeah. And as always, you can find Carved Snowboarding on the Oculus Quest store right now. Halloween Forever is available on the Switch eShop. And you can wishlist Curse to Golf right now on Steam. And you can play the demo.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Hey, you can find me at twitter.com/thehenrydemos. Kinsey, where can people find you?
You can find me at Kinzilla, K-N-S-Z-I-L-L-A, on all the things. And as always, you can find Chuhai Labs on all the things at Chuhai Labs. And huge thanks to the HyperX Podcast Network, and thanks to all of you for listening, because you are legally the best. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.
I'm trying to say that maybe I'm a fucking sexist pig, dude.
Did you almost say sexist hog?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I was trying something out, dude.
Did you just put your hand in
Whatever.
your water?
I don't take ADHD medicine.